It's very important that people are made aware of what capitalism is. First, let's make one thing clear. There is no such thing as capitalism, and it would be nice if people stopped using the word altogether. This statement might sound unbelievable or even hyperbolic to some, but by the end of this video I will show why this is the case. The very word capitalism was coined by Karl Marx and is loaded full of ideological baggage. The coining of the term capitalism was an attempt by Marx to suggest that certain behaviours were a type of ism and therefore amounted to ideology. In reality, the polar opposite is true. Socialism is the ideology, while what Marx called capitalism is merely peaceful and cooperative behaviour manifesting all around us, and is no more about ideology than any other natural activity. Given that the word capitalism is a misnomer, I really don't like to use it. But unfortunately, most people lack the understanding of economics to grasp what you are talking about if you use more appropriate terminology. What makes matters worse is that Marxist dogma is so pervasive that the word is etched into the public consciousness. So what name better describes what Karl Marx called capitalism? To answer this, we need to know what this system is and how it works. When two people come together to trade, this is the most basic aspect of what Karl Marx called capitalism. Even the word trade is far more appropriate than capitalism, and we can understand a little bit more about how this system works by going back to the work of classical economist Adam Smith. Famously, Adam Smith coined the term the invisible hand. While he only used the metaphor a few times in his work, this doesn't detract from the economic behaviour it describes. There are three key economic principles that Smith set out, and only by understanding them can anyone grasp even the most basic premises of this topic. Smith's three principles are as follows. Number one is self-interest. In other words, people engage in economic activity because they have something to gain from it. No one rational is going to bother doing anything they aren't benefiting from in some way. This is why all planned economies can only exist if people are threatened and forced to take part. Even under these circumstances, people will go out of their way to satisfy their self-interest, either by avoiding work or by defying certain rules and limits. Principle number two is competition. Not only does this encourage greater consumer choice, but also encourages suppliers to provide better quality and lower priced products than their rivals. Many will often suggest that free markets inevitably lead to monopolies, so therefore competition is undermined. But it's only through force and coercion that monopolies can exist. In a free market, a lack of competition could only come about if consumers prefer a certain product, and therefore choose not to spend their money elsewhere, albeit this will inevitably lead to gaps that can be filled by new competitors, rejuvenating the market once more. Principle number three is supply and demand. The rarer the product and the more people want it, the more suppliers will be able to charge for it. Equally, the more plentiful the product and the less people want it, the less suppliers will be able to charge.